Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ever feel like you just missed out on like a stock that just exploded in value?
Happens to the best of us.
Today, we're diving into something that almost feels like having that insider knowledge, but for Amazon products.
That's right. We're talking about discontinued product
So
sourcing.
basically, for our listener who's new to this, we're finding those hidden gems, products that are no longer made, but still people are out there searching for them, desperate to get their hands on that one last tube of lipstick or that specific video game.
Yeah. And because the supply is drying up, but the demand is still there, the prices, well, they start to climb.
Cha-ching. That's the sound of profit, right?
It is. And to really see how powerful this can be, we're going to be looking at the strategies of Zach Altmeir. He's turned this whole concept into a super successful side hustle. We're talking some serious numbers here.
Like what? Give us some examples.
All right, are you ready for this? $9,000 profit from a single item he picked up for just $6.50.
Wait, hold on, back up. $9,000 from $6.50.
You heard that right. And it gets even better, $166,000 from just one type of shampoo.
Okay, you had my attention, now you got everyone else's too. So spill the beans, how does he do it?
Well, Zach's approach boils down to two main strategies: reactive sourcing and proactive sourcing.
Okay, so reactive sourcing, is that like reacting to a fire, something's already happened and you're putting it out?
Kind of. It's more like you're on a treasure hunt, scouring retail stores for products that have already been discontinued. Those clearance sections, the back of the shelves, maybe even some forgotten stockroom somewhere.
So you're like a retail detective looking for clues and bam, profit.
Exactly. But then there's proactive sourcing. This is where it gets really
But
interesting.
proactive sourcing, lay it on us.
Instead of just reacting to what's already gone, you're anticipating what's about to be discontinued. So you're buying it now, holding on to it, and then as the supply dwindles and the demand stays strong, boom, you sell it for a much higher price.
So you're kind of like predicting the future of products.
In a way, yeah.
I like it. But let's get real for a second. Why is something being discontinued a good thing for an Amazon seller? It seems kind of counterintuitive.
That's a great question, and there are a few reasons why this works so well. Firstly, it's a cycle that keeps on spinning. There are always new products being discontinued, so it's not like you're chasing a limited time offer. It's just how the market works.
So it's a constant stream of opportunity, even though those specific products are, well, discontinued. I like it.
And on top of that, you're tapping into brand loyalty. People have their favorite products, the ones they swear by, and when those disappear, they'll pay a premium to get them back.
Makes sense. It's like finding that perfect vintage dress or that limited edition sneaker. People crave that uniqueness.
Exactly. And it can even lead to some pretty heartwarming stories. Zach told this story about a customer who sent him a handwritten thank you note for finding a discontinued facial cleanser. It was the only one that worked for her skin.
See, it's more than just buying and selling. You're helping people find those things they thought they'd lost forever. Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks here. For our listener who's thinking, all right, I'm in, how do I find these soon-to-be discontinued products? What are some strategies, some things to look out for?
All right, so first things first, keep an eye on manufacturer announcements. Sometimes they'll flat out say a product's on its way out, which is a golden ticket.
So staying informed is key.
Absolutely. Then watch out for frequent Amazon stockouts. And thankfully, there's a tool that makes this super easy. Keepa.
Keepa, I've heard of that.
It's like a super-powered data tracker for Amazon sellers. It even has a feature that tracks stockouts, so you can see if a product is constantly disappearing and reappearing.
Ah, patterns. You're looking for patterns.
Bingo! And for even more data, you can check out eBay. Now, not necessarily to buy inventory there, but just to see how prices are trending for potentially discontinued items.
It's like checking the stock market before you invest.
Exactly. Now, I know what you're thinking. Holding on to inventory can be a little scary.
It can? What if you end up with a garage full of stuff no one wants?
Right. Well, Zach has a solution for that. The Amazon to Amazon flip.
Amazon to Amazon flip. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It's actually pretty straightforward. Buy a product on Amazon at a low price. Then, once it's discontinued and that price has skyrocketed, you sell it on Amazon for a profit.
So you're using Amazon against itself, in a way. Clever.
You got it. But there are two golden rules to keep in mind.
Okay, hit me with those rules.
Rule number one, always use a separate business account on Amazon and don't use your Prime membership for these purchases.
Wait, no Prime, but Prime's supposed to be like the holy grail of Amazon.
True, but when you're flipping, you want to see the actual price you're paying, not the discounted Prime price. Plus, business accounts sometimes get even better deals than Prime members.
That makes sense. You're getting that raw data and maybe even a better price. What's rule number 2?
Rule number 2, buy directly from Amazon, not third-party sellers. This guarantees you're getting the real deal and avoids any headaches down the road.
Gotcha. Stick with the source, keep it simple. But with all this research, the tracking, the flipping, it sounds like a lot to juggle.
It can be, but this is where systems come in. Zach has developed some amazing systems for keeping track of everything. Manufacturer data, alerts for discontinuation news, Keep is your best friend here.
Yeah.
Even using AI for research.
So it's not about working harder, it's working smarter.
Exactly.
That's a relief, because I'm sure our listeners thinking, this sounds awesome, but I don't have all day. So realistically, how much time does someone need to invest to get the hang of this?
Zach says you can get started with just 1 to 2 hours of focused training.
Wow, that's totally doable. Now, for our listener who's maybe a little skeptical, we want to make it clear. This isn't just some theory we pulled out of a hat.
Yeah.
This is Zach, real-world results, proven success.
Absolutely. And if you want the full breakdown, the nitty-gritty, Zach actually has a course called Proven Discontinued Sourcing. It covers everything we've talked about and then some.
I bet our listeners are dying to know where they can find this course. Can you tell us a bit more?
You bet. It's all right there at this super easy link, bit.ly/proven-discontinued sourcing.
Perfect. Easy to remember. But before we all rush off to sign up, a quick word for any newbies out there. This strategy works best if you've got those Amazon selling basics down pat. Setting up your account, understanding Amazon's rules, knowing how to list products, all that good stuff.
It's all about taking your Amazon game to the next level.
Exactly. So if our listeners thinking, all right, I'm ready to step it up, this could be your ticket to success. Now, Zach's clearly passionate about this whole thing, but I'm curious, is there a particular product, something he just loves, that he thinks is perfect for this discontinued sourcing strategy? Like the product that got him thinking about all of this in the first place?
That's a great question, and I think it's one our listeners should be asking themselves too. Think about it. What's that one product you use every single day, the one you'd be lost without? What if your favorite coffee creamer or that specific tool you use for your hobbies just vanished? Poof.
Ooh, yeah, I see what you mean. That gets to the heart of it all, right? It's not just about making money. It's about understanding that connection people have with these products and using that to, well, find opportunities in the market.
Exactly. It's that human element that's so important.
Couldn't agree more. So for our listener, as you go about your day, keep your eyes peeled. Look for those little signs, those hints that a product might be on its way out.
Hit up those clearance aisles, scan those manufacturer announcements online, and of course keep those Keepa charts handy.
You never know. That next Amazon win could be just around the corner. Now, before we move on to the next part of our deep dive, I think it's worth taking a closer look at Keepa. Let's dig into that a bit more for our listener. We've mentioned it a few times now, but how powerful can this tool really be for someone who's serious about this whole discontinued product thing?
It's like having a superpower, honestly. You get to see a product's entire history on Amazon. Price changes, how well it's been selling, even how often it goes out of stock. All laid out for you.
So you're not just guessing. You're making decisions based on, actual data.
Data is king. Let's say you're looking at a product and its sales rank has been, kind of going downhill. Then suddenly, bam, the price shoots way up. That's a big sign it might be discontinued.
Ooh, it's like those warning sirens in a movie. You know something big's about to happen.
Exactly. And with that new Keepa feature, the out-of-stock tracker, you can get even more specific. If a product keeps vanishing from Amazon, that's another clue.
So Keepa's your crystal ball for predicting discontinuations. I dig it. But Zach also mentioned using AI for research. What's that all about?
AI can be a real time saver. There are tools out there that scan, everything, websites, news articles, social media, for any mention of a product being discontinued.
So you're not spending hours and hours doing manual searches. AI does the grunt work.
That's right. More time for you to focus on the good stuff, like finding those profitable products.
Love it. So for our listener who's ready to jump in, start finding these golden opportunities. What's Zach's #1 piece of advice?
Start with the basics. Make sure you've got a solid grasp on selling on Amazon. Then dive into the world of discontinued products. And, of course, his proven discontinued sourcing course breaks it all down, step by step.
And that course is at bit.ly proven discontinued sourcing, right?
That's the one. One thing I've noticed about Zach, it's not just about the money for him. He really seems to enjoy helping people.
Yeah, he talked about that customer who sent him that thank you note for finding that facial cleanser, the one she couldn't live without. That must have felt good.
It really shows the human side of this business. You're not just selling stuff, you're helping people find those things that are important to them, things they thought were gone forever.
You're like a discontinued product superhero. Saving the day, one hard-to-find item at a time. So any last words of wisdom for our listeners who are ready to take on this challenge?
Don't be afraid to try things out. There are tons of different ways to approach this, so find what works for you and your business. There's no magic formula.
I love that. Experiment, find your own path.
And remember, there's a whole community of sellers out there doing this. Connect with them, learn from each other. It's all about sharing.
Collaboration. That's what it's all about. I want to thank you for breaking all this down for our listener. You've given them some serious insights into a strategy that could, like, completely change their Amazon business.
It's been a pleasure. Always happy to share what I've learned and hopefully inspire some people along the way.
And for our listener who's ready to take that next step, dive deeper into the world of discontinued product sourcing and learn from the best.
Head over to bit.ly/proven discontinued sourcing.
bit.ly/proven discontinued sourcing. You'll find all the details about Zach's course, plus a bunch of other resources. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought. What if those products, the ones you use every day, suddenly just disappeared, gone?
And that's what makes this strategy so fascinating, right? It's not just about, turning a profit. It's about tapping into those products that people, I don't know, really connect with, maybe even rely on.
Yeah, you're filling a need, a gap in the market that, well, no one else is.
Exactly. And by doing that, you're not just building a successful business. You're actually providing a service,
Yeah.
helping people out.
It's a win-win, really. So to our listener, we encourage you, start paying attention to those subtle signs that a product might be on its way out.
Yeah. Like, check those clearance aisles, keep an eye out for any announcements online, and of course, put those Keepa skills to the test.
If you see something, go for it. Don't hesitate.
Right. The early bird gets the worm, or in this case, the discontinued product.
And with everything you've learned from this deep dive, you're well on your way to finding those hidden gems and building a truly, thriving business around this whole strategy.
So get out there, be observant, be proactive, and, most importantly, have fun with it.
This is The Deep Dive. Signing off. Happy sourcing, everyone.